Here is another great team that you can use in Fossil Cup with the Metal Tarascan up in front while Double Water at the back will form our solid wet back line. So we're having a lot of action here by Red Steel up on the lead with the amazing Zap Cannon to obliterate any threat at all, and of course you got coverage even against Steel types with a potential Focus Blast, which is pretty great and it covers some really nice neutral matchups. Double Water at the back will form an amazing backline that you can definitely count on, and I really like Quagsire here as our main safe switch. So right here the opponent is having a Golisopod, which is pretty great for my Pokemon here because Quagsire is having Stone Edge to one-shot down this threat, and this is why I enjoy using a Pokemon like Quagsire on its shadow form. Threats like Golisopod, threats like Pelipper, they're just getting one shot down with a Stone Edge, while the regular one could not do that, which is pretty great. And of course you get a better chance at least to face off a Ferrothorn on the switch under shields, and you're gonna see that in a while throughout this video because we were having some really bad leads, we had some really bad switches, and still we managed to pull through. So over here they have the Jellicent remaining at the back. We got the Jellicent as well, but our Jellicent has more energy, and of course the shield is up, so they will just back out, and that's gonna be a great victory to start off the video. A fighting lead is never that good for the Metal Tarascan, but still Red Steel can provide some real nice coverage with a Zap Cannon, and when the fighter is weak to Zap Cannon, we can all of a sudden have a win con. So what did I tell you before? We have a bad lead and now a bad switch, this time on the face of Ferrothorn. So this is why we enjoy using Shadow Quagsire once again. We're just gonna go ahead and spam those Mud Bombs on that Ferrothorn right before they reach to the CMP or when they get to the third bullet seed, because this is the optimal timing for you to throw the moves, and right after I'm gonna throw one more Mud Bomb, able to finish off this Ferrothorn. And to be honest, even if they shielded, we could shield as well and then still try to finish them off. So at this point they need to sacrifice some energy if they want to have the upper hand against my Quagsire, and I believe that Poliwrath will be much better with counter after its community day move, because yeah, if you didn't know, well, we're having a Poliwag community day and Ice Beam will be the centered move for Politoed, while counter will be the fast attack move, which is legacy for that Poliwrath, or at least will be legacy. But still, with that in mind, I think that Poliwrath will have more play with counter as its fast attack. However, it is gonna be just another counter user, which is not that much of a big deal, to be honest, for the meta. You still have great options for that counter spot, and especially on the Open Great League, you still got Medicham, which is just gonna dominate with a simple Psychic and its typing being Psychic against that Poliwrath. So with that said, I think that Poliwrath should have stayed in but with a Mudshot as its fast attack, because it was a different way to play a fighter, and of course, and a unique way as well. And of course, we got a lot of moves that this Pokemon can learn on the charge attack section that will give it coverage against things that it is afraid of. So that's why I think that counter is not the correct way to approach a Pokemon like Poliwrath in Go Battle League. So anyways, over here now we're having an Escavalier on the switch. Very good switch for our Jellicent here, able to finish off in no time, but of course I was getting kinda greedy here, so we lost a shield in the process. So Ferrothorn now will come into the battle, and we're having Shadow Ball for big damage on the Ferrothorn. Are they getting a little bit too greedy? I think so, trainers, because this is a CMP and we have already pressed this Shadow Ball to finish off that poor Ferrothorn. They thought we were baiting with a Surf. That was kinda early, but it was the third move that we threw, because Shadow Ball charges up with 5 hexes for the first one, 5 hexes for the second one, and 4 hexes then for the third one. So that's why they were caught off guard. Perhaps that was the reason. Anyways, they have a Lantern, we have a Quagsire, and that is gonna wrap things up for this battle. Let's see what we have up next, because a fighter on the face of Escavalier will be our next opponent. So hopefully the backline can really cover that weakness. That's why I like this particular Double Water at the back. And also I did not like at all Pelipper on my team, because as my opponent, as you can see, it has a lot of play at the back. Of course it is afraid of Red Steel, but still you're gonna see that I did not like Pelipper, since I want to have some extra coverage against Lantern, which is pretty much everywhere for some weird reason. Anyways, we're gonna try to grab those 2 shields out of play, but instead they will let that second move go through, and we end up going for the Stone Edge, so able to one-shot down the Pelipper. And that's why I also like Quagsire, because of those mind games, and those mind games can absolutely destroy down the opponent, and you can easily manipulate them towards your advantage, as you can see over here with the overfarm all the time. Now we're gonna focus on this battle though, because we're having Registeel up against a Lantern, and obviously this is gonna be a very good one for us, able to land the first Zap Cannon and one more to secure the knockout on the Lantern. It all depends now if that Escavalier stands victorious against my Pokemon here, but I don't think so, because we're having a Ghost type resisting by a lot those counters, and they get to the crazy Acid Spray. I don't know why I forgot about this move, but still I blocked the Acid Spray, and now that will put me in a difficult position. So we have to get now to the bait. They are gonna block most likely, and right after we have the chance to get to the Shadow Ball. That was too risky for my Jellicent over here, but hopefully we still won. So we're having a mobile up in front, and Registeel will not appreciate that lead at all, especially when shields are up. And on the switch we're met up with a Ludicolo. What do they have at the back? Something like a Kingdra. Let's see together, because we're getting obliterated here by those Razor Leafs. We have to come in now with our Registeel, and you know what, perhaps I will not even throw a charge attack here. Perhaps I will go for the complete farm down and rely on that final Pokemon with my Jellicent. I was expecting them to have something like a Kingdra at the back. That's why I'm just gonna go for the 2 shields and my Jellicent for the end game. But as it seems, they have a Sharpedo, and all of a sudden we have a lose condition, since they are just gonna dominate this battle with this amazing Pokemon. So we'll play to my opponent. That was a crazy team relying on the fast attack pressure, and they absolutely got me over there. Into the next one now with a Ferrothorn on the switch once again. So Quagsire will have to go here for those Mud Bombs, and Quagsire will eventually stand victorious. So let's see how this is gonna unfold, since we have to block the following moves. I know that they're getting super close to another Power Whip. That's why I'm gonna press the next charge attack immediately to pressure for the shield, and as it seems we were right. They were having the Power Whip ready to go, and I will just shield once again. I know they need 4 of those moves to get to the next one, and I will try to provoke that CMP for sure. Well, doing so, I have the upper hand now with the farm down with Registeel, and when shields are down, the moves from Registeel will hurt even its counters. So let's see how this is gonna go, since we can farm down effectively. Quagsire returning, and we have the Focus Blast ready to go. Of course they're gonna win the CMP, but still the Mud Bomb will not do enough damage to threat us at this point. Gonna try to switch out immediately right after, I believe. Yeah, here is the switch on the Jellicent. At the back they have the Escavalier, so double counter to my Registeel, but double weak to my Jellicent. So you can see as to how you can manipulate this team towards your advantage. Once again they will hit us with that Acid Spray, and we can go ahead and snipe them down with that potential Shadow Ball. The Mud Bomb once again on our Pokemon. It deals so much damage after the debuff, but still we are able to deliver the lethal blow with a Shadow Ball on the Quagsire. Hello Quagsire, goodbye Quagsire, and that's gonna be a great game. Jellicent up in front, kind of a good lead for us, and we're having on the switch Lucario. So all we have to do here is to go for those Mud Bombs and get those shields out of play. I'm pretty sure they will try to go ahead and get those Power Punches going, so I'm just gonna let the moves go through, and right after I will press my next Mud Bomb. I am also sure that we might be at a point that we can survive the next Power Punch, even though they have 1 stage of attack stat vamped up on their side. And now we can definitely go in with our Jellicent. If we can block correctly here the Shadow Ball, we can have the upper hand, but this opponent decides to switch out into their Ludicolo. So it's all up to our Jellicent and the 2 shields for the end game. And over here we're having definitely the upper hand with a complete farm down. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be just an Ice Beam, and whatever else that could be, we could easily survive it, but still I'm just gonna go ahead and sacrifice 1 shield in the whole process of this battle. And now we might have the upper hand anyway, since Lucario is returning. We can definitely tank 1 move, Zap Cannon is imminent to whatever comes in, down goes Lucario, and now we get the chance to one-shot down even the Jellicent out of existence. existence. So they're having the surf, we don't care at all, the move is already ready to go, and that Zapcan will connect for big damage on that Jellicent, and our Jellicent now is stuck on energy, and we're gonna just go ahead, throw the energy and grab this victory. So as you can see, this team, today's team composition was pretty neat, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, in reality you did, just leave a like before you go on this video, and of course consider subscribing on my channel here on YouTube if you want to see more of my content coming up on your screens. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.